in our verse. First, we're gonna get into the music. We're gonna do a video on the moon in Pisces with the sun in Leo. Keep that in mind. Conscious in pursuit of president, speaking dollars, that's my precedence. Elevated, overthrow the president, blowing better than it's ever been. A young Anglo-American, golly, how we swiftly mix the recipe in the custom tea belief. High vibe, zone and found myself. A with the vision, heaven, elemental, periodic verse, hidden inside 47. You'll be established, chronic, doted, smoking out my lungs. Pack a punch, that's how we make my eyes bleed. Broken vision, fixed like my elemental malice. Mary, pepper, chalice, green, and my chakras balance. Truly wanna lay, but I'm blessed. Truly wanna thank ya. Truly wanna thank ya to my creator. Memakati, love renaissance to the fullest. It's all love from up above. Switching lanes, gripping on the wheel again to the fifth dimension. Facing whole seven in a sit-in. India style do. Tripping blood united too. But don't pass, trump the blood, fool. Shots of distant killing concerts. Inspiring to drop the bomb first. On these bitch made a leaders. Say they go the truly golden leaders. But it's gangland, so grab your heater. Cold as Alaska, we all King Kuta. To these martial law pursuers. Another dead by police or interracial beef. Drowned in the melting pot, divide and conquer. How we plan to feast. Man, just for the fun of it, we're gonna go ahead and play 2 songs tonight. You know what I'm saying? Just for the fun of it, you dig? We're gonna throw it back. You can check this song out. The last one was called Third Person off the Origins album. And this song right here is a single called Soul. You can check that out on SoundCloud under the name Metaphor 7. You know what I'm saying? Metaphor 77. Glad I found the rhythm. Even posthumous, my verses timeless. Conscious on a track. No sanctions like SOPA. Weight evolving on my shoulders. Balance I return ascended. I left right, in and out the matrix, so face it. Gone another element. I wrote a 16 twice. Wrote upon the big screen overnight. Around you, it's kinda like an orbit field. Representing how you feel. Respect my message. Irrelevance to this would be inadequate. I master science with the help of love and hydroponics. Act like my mind ain't going up. You thought it was a hoax till the numbers started showing up. Fortified mind. My belt buckle shirt is tied. Went back to the vision. Glad I found the rhythm. Hope they blast us across the solar system. I took another step, but ain't climb another stair. Real roots. Underground we can't get to the point cause we gilded in fear. But was already there. Shift looking quite critical. Show my caliber, through lemons, turn that to lemonade. Then go like my inner alchemy unfolds. 3D proceeds, coagulate to solve. Song is like a Russian roulette, while the world re-evolve. See through your monaco. See free. A new set vibes, I can see it all knowledgeable. Act like my mind ain't growing up. Boy, I thought it was a hoax till the numbers started showing up. Fortified mind with my belt buckle shirt is tough. We gonna go ahead and get into it soon. You know what I'm saying? Moon in Pisces, Sun in Leo. Life is like a second. Flow allowed to your stereo system. Equilibrium, coexistence, simple senses. My core feels terrific. Glad I found the vision. So control our solar system. Also, I'm talking long-term algorithms, power pack. Gave the power to the people. Choose yourself, good or evil. Devil in himself. God, you choose you. Cause you can do anything that you want to, and that's what haunts you. I'm cold crushing verses in abundance, substantial. I'm incontestable. I just sit back and watch the history repeat. Act like my mind ain't growing up. Thought it was a hoax till the numbers started showing up. Alright, so let's get into it. Moon in Pisces, Sun in Leo. Keep in mind, the Moon in Pisces and the Sun in Leo is in conjunction, a misunderstanding. So at this point in time, you may misunderstand your emotions based on the stage you're trying to set, based on your actions and things of that nature. So essentially, Moon in Pisces is all about dreams, illusions, and nightmares. So you either feel comfortable with your dream at this point in time and taking action upon that dream. Based on this misunderstanding, though, you might be in a space where this dream might put you in a space that, dag, this is like kind of this illusionary state that I'm in, and I don't know if I actually feel comfortable in this space that I'm taking action on, being the stage. Shout out to Combat Kurtful, you know what I'm saying? Use Cancer. We go ahead and break down Cancer rising, first house and ascendant, right after I break down all the alignments and things of that nature. So this is going to be influences on all signs. So we're going to get into every single rising sign, first house and ascendant, however you want to break that down. But we're going to move into all these alignments. And shout out to Tom 2564, you know what I'm saying? What's up? You know what I'm saying? First time I'm seeing y'all in here, but you know what I'm saying? Salute. Salute, you know what I'm saying? And with this being said, we got the moon conjuncting Saturn and Neptune. So at this point in time, these dreams that we're attributing or working towards, we may have to restrict emotions to actually achieve this dream. So this is in a space that, like, you might want to hold on to your money. You might not want to be in an illusionary state to the point where you're going and just being willy-nilly with your restrictions and things, pardon me, with your money. And it might not be in a beneficial space to just go out and, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and be in this illusionary state. Then moving forward, we also have the moon conjuncting Neptune. And Neptune's all about dreams, illusions, and nightmares. And so it's in that same space being Pisces, right? Because Pisces is at home in Neptune. Firstly, at home in Jupiter, but secondly, co-ruled by Neptune, right? So the moon being conjunct this in this space, it's essentially we're either feeling comfortable with our dreams and illusions and nightmares, or we're feeling uncomfortable with them, or seeing, like, is our dream actually being achieved? So this is like a perfect space to actually, you know what I'm saying, calculate that for oneself. And shout out to Christopher Moon. You said you were Libra, like I said earlier in the video. We're going to get into every rising sign, and you can look into your sun sign as well, based on your sun also having houses as well. So, like, think about it this way: based on us being in Leo season, right, depending on what time of the day you were born, you essentially going to have a certain rising sign, and then the sun is going to fall in a certain sign. You know what I'm saying? So then moving forward, we also have the moon sextile in Uranus. So at this point in time, we're going to see the opportunity to ground our individuality based on us being in this illusionary state. And essentially, Pisces is like that future sign. Like, Pisces kind of see the future. So essentially, you're able to feel comfortable with this dream that you see yourself grounding in the future. And based on that aspect, you know what I'm saying, usually whenever someone dreams big, they're usually an individual about that space. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and read this little message. Shout out to Combat Careful, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Cancer, you know what I'm saying? Cancer be talking that talk. I'm saying, I salute y'all. Y'all like the fellow Jupiterian sign alongside Sagittarius and Pisces, because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, you know what I'm saying? So, like, watch out, you know what I'm saying? Cancer will let you know, you know what I'm saying, you better be wise with your words. Because you make Cancer feel a certain type of way, they're going to remember that, and they're going to hold you to that, you know what I'm saying, what you got to say. So, yeah, moving forward, we're going to get into the moon squaring Mars and also Jupiter, right? Based on Mars being in Gemini and also Jupiter being in Gemini. And I salute y'all for holding me down, you know what I'm saying? I salute y'all, Combat Kurt, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, moving forward, like I say, square is all about a learning process. So at this point in time, we're feeling comfortable with the dream and feeling comfortable learning to communicate this passion about the dream, essentially, based on Mars being in Gemini. Because Mars being in Gemini is like passionate communications, or having the intentions to actually think passionately about what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? And seeing both sides of one's passion. So, like, the moon being in Pisces, we're going to be in this space of dreaming. So essentially, do we feel comfortable with this dream and learning how to communicate about this dream to actually have the dream being achieved? Keep in mind, like, that 90-degree angle is that square, so it creates pressure. So, like, you're going to be in this pressured space to actually be in a space to actually achieve your dreams and communicate about them to bring yourself to that higher octave. Keep in mind, Jupiter is also in that space of Gemini, which is also about communication. And keep in mind that Jupiter being in like an opposite space to where it's at home, Jupiter being at home in Sagittarius and also Pisces, being opposite to Sagittarius, Jupiter is like kind of having to find that puzzle piece or communicate with the right individuals to actually expand or have the right mentality to be wise about. And like, that's essentially finding that puzzle piece that fits, so to speak. So being in that square to the moon, essentially we're learning how to expand based on our communication styles to achieve our dreams. Then moving forward, we have the moon in conjuncting the sun, Mercury and Lilith. So the sun is in Leo, the moon is Mercury is in Leo as well, but then Lilith is in Libra, right? So the in conjunction is all about a misunderstanding and a 150-degree angle. So the moon at this point in time, like I say, is in Pisces, and it's going to be in conjuncting the sun, like I explained earlier, because we're going to be in this feeling comfortable in this dreamlike state. And but yeah, we're going to be in this dreamlike state based on the moon. I'm saying we're feeling comfortable with these dreams, illusions, and nightmares. And based on our actions, we're going to actually want to be in a space where the stage we're feeling comfortable taking action upon that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that misunderstanding energy based on being in kind of a delusion. And essentially how I like to break down the moon in Pisces, and shout out to the Peace Dealer, you know what I'm saying? I think it's like the homie Chad the Maverick that be on the Peace Dealer channel. You know what I'm saying? He's a Pisces, and he likes to break down his Pisces energy, and I like to align with this as well in a space where it's like delusional optimism. You know what I'm saying? You might be in a space where it's like, wow, that's a far out dream, but I also want to be optimistic about what I'm working with. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into politics right now, but yeah, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, no matter what side of the fence you on, shout out to Joe Carroll talking about the Democrats, you know what I'm saying, or the Republicans. At the end of the day, think of it like one bird, but the bird is, you know what I'm saying, a special bird. The bird's in the classroom, you know what I'm saying, it got like 5 teachers and only like 3 students, you know what I'm saying. I don't really need to go no further with that, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, moving forward, like I say, we also have the moon in conjuncting Mercury and Leo based on it being in retrograde, right? So retrograde in Mercury is all about seeing our past thoughts and seeing what could we actually benefit from based on things that we maybe skipped over or went too fast, you know what I'm saying, thinking about things. And now we're in a space where our past thoughts are, you know what I'm saying, bringing back to the forefront, and we're not thinking about those aspects. And based on the moon in conjuncting Mercury, we're going to be in that misunderstanding state. Like, do we feel comfortable with this dream and thinking about this dream to put it on the forefront? And then we also have Lilith being in Libra, right? So Lilith in Libra is all about our darkest relationship or darkest moment relating. You know what I'm saying? Based on it also being embarrassment. So we may be in this illusionary state to a point where how we're relating is actually kind of embarrassing. But at the end of the day, you want to accept, you know what I'm saying, the way you are. And based on that, you know what I'm saying, you put yourself in a beneficial space to actually see, okay, if people actually align with the way I relate, they can actually be beneficial in the long run, you know what I'm saying? So that's just a little food for thought. Like, at the end of the day, if the way you relate makes people feel uncomfortable or feel in a space that's like, oh, dag, this person's like cringy or embarrassing, at the end of the day, you're just being your genuine self. And you being genuine and having integrity with oneself is actually more beneficial than just creating balance in a circumstance situation. Moving forward, we also have, last but not least, the moon opposing Venus, and the opposition is a 180-degree angle, and that's either adding on or opposing based on, like I say, opposition. So we're either feeling comfortable in this dream and what I'm saying, being in this space that, you funny, but no, that's not a comb over. I got a double cowlick, you know what I'm saying? So like how my hair is set up, you know what I'm saying? It's actually in a space where like if you cut it a different way, it kind of no matter what does this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just like kind of how my hair work, you know what I'm saying? I could wear it like this, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's still gonna have that split in the middle, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I like to wear it. Joe Ski, you know what I'm saying? It's not no comb over, you know what I'm saying? This is just how it, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and rocks out. Yeah, go ahead and say you can believe whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go ahead and like get into arguing with you about how my hair is. You know what I'm saying? My hair is my hair. That's not yours. You know what I'm saying? So I essentially feel comfortable with the way I be rocking it. You know what I'm saying? And the females like it, so it ain't no problem. Yeah, you funny, bro. But like I say, moon opposing Venus is, like I say, either adding on or opposing to our values at this point in time. So essentially, we're in a space where our dreams, illusions, and nightmares are actually either adding on to our values and the details of our values based on Venus being in Virgo, right? And Venus being in Virgo is all about valuing the details. So essentially, we are either adding on to those details and, you know what I'm saying, putting ourselves in a space where, okay, this dream is actually benefiting us. We can actually have more values about, I'm saying, attain more value with that. You know what I'm saying, being more money or even being in a more beneficial space based on, saying who the people, places, and things that we're around based on that value energy. And now we go ahead and break down all the rising signs. We're going to start with Pisces based on the moon being in Pisces. So First house, ascendant, and rising in Pisces is dealing with individual dreams and their individuality based on their dreams. So either you feel comfortable with the way that you dream about oneself, or you see yourself being in a beneficial state, you know what I'm saying? Or you're in a space where you feel uncomfortable with your individuality. So like that's essentially what you got going on. And essentially how I like to break down the first house is you want to go ahead and accept yourself and accept those dreams that you actually are individually involved with, or your personal affairs. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you put yourself in that higher octave. Then moving forward, the Aquarius rising is first house and ascendant is dealing with Pisces in the second house. So essentially the values of a dream. So those people, places, and things and ideas that you deal with to actually put yourself in that dreamlike state, in that illusionary space. Like you may be in a space where those people that you value or those places that you value can actually help you attain your dream. So essentially if those aspects are able to, you know what I'm saying, bring you that like outward space to a point where you're able to dream big based on the people, places, and things that you're around, I'm saying that's that beneficial higher octave. Or if you're in that lower octave, you actually don't value these people, places, and things that you're around, and they kind of keep you in a space where you can't actually dream, you know what I'm saying? Or collectively, you're not able to dream. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? No matter what kind of space you in, you know what I'm saying, commenting at the end of the day, you ain't hurt me none, you know what I'm saying? You just kind of like, if you a troll at the end of the day, you just giving me watch time and watch hours, and you an extra viewer, you know what I'm saying? And you showing people that you making an ass of yourself. So like salute all the trolls, you know what I'm saying? Salute all the individuals that just want to talk crazy, you know what I'm saying? And salute everybody that actually in this to actually learn something, you know what I'm saying? I salute all y'all. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. But like really think about what you're doing. Like do your the individuals close to you and things of that nature, people that value you, do they actually see any value in you being and interacting with what you're interacting with on the internet? You know what I'm saying? You want to think about that. Like, is this actually benefiting me in any way, shape, or form? That's kind of what you want to keep on your mind whenever you comment on anybody's channel. And at the end of the day, if you trolling on astrology, like you know what I'm saying, it kind of shows what kind of individual you are. But yeah, moving forward, the Capricorn rising, first house and ascendant, is dealing with the Pisces in the third house, and Capricorn is a sextile to the Pisces. So they're seeing the opportunity, or that 60-degree angle. So essentially the Capricorn has seen the opportunity to dream in their environment or deal with individuals that could actually benefit them, and this dream can be achieved, so to speak. And keep in mind, this is that waning phase of the moon based on us just having the full moon being in Aquarius. So essentially, you're seeing, okay, are these individuals in my environment beneficial to my dream, or are they non-beneficial? Like, do I need to shed these people, or do I actually need to see what aspects of this environment to shed? You know what I'm saying? Do I need to move somewhere else, or am I in a space that, like, I could see the opportunity of who to work with, or, like, what individual to actually get more personable with and get more, like, confide in more, you know what I'm saying, in my environment, based on being that Capricorn rising. And then moving forward, the Sagittarius rising is having the fourth house being in Pisces, right? So the fourth house for Sagittarius is a square to their first house, right? So essentially the first and the fourth house is a learning process between your individuality and your private matters, or your things that are close to your heart. So essentially you're learning to dream with your family or people that are close to your heart at this point in time. So it's like you have either big dreams about where you can bring the family or bring everybody that's close to you to a higher space or higher octave, or you're in a space where you don't actually want to, deal with these individuals and these people close to your heart or don't allow you to dream, and they don't have a dream as well. So essentially, shout out to Dame Dash. Like he's an individual that say, like, if you're around individuals that don't have a dream, you kind of not want to get away from these individuals, because if they can't dream, then they're also going to ruin your ability to dream as well. So like keep that in mind. That's a perfect aspect for the Sagittarius rising. Then moving forward, the Scorpio rising is having the fifth house being in Pisces, and the fifth house in Pisces for Scorpio is a gift, and it's a trine, right? So they're having the gift to express their dreams, and either they feel comfortable with this expression on the higher octave, or they feel uncomfortable expressing this dream and bringing it to the forefront at this point in time. And it's pretty much as simple as that. And I like to kind of break down the first house as a like to the fifth house in the aspect of either you feel comfortable or uncomfortable with your personality, first house, or you feel comfortable or uncomfortable with your expression. So essentially only you can determine that. So if you don't speak for yourself, nobody's going to speak for you, Scorpio. So at this point in time, you have the gift to express yourself. Moving forward, the Libra rising is having the in conjunction, you know what I'm saying, that sixth house in Pisces. So essentially, they're misunderstanding a routine for a dream because the Libra always wants to create balance. And they're kind of in this space like, okay, if I just want to balance for everybody else, where's the actual reciprocation based on the dream that I'm trying to achieve? I'm saying if you're always investing in other people's things and people aren't investing in you, then it's going to push you in that non-beneficial space at this point in time. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of interesting. This is a left field thing, kind of commercial break, but it's interesting how individuals that like break down this 888 energy or this like 999 frequency energy, and they also breaking down astrology. It's funny how the algorithm work with them instead of against them and things of that nature. So it's like things that are non-beneficial for your actual mind and you don't actually learn anything. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of like in this, what you call that? Like newspaper horoscopes, and you in a space where it's like, oh, dang, this is all just feel good energy. You know what I'm saying? And individuals that actually like do this work for real and have real integrity, we're in a space where like the algorithm is like, oh, dang, you're not actually just making people feel good. You're actually giving people the real. And it's making people feel like, oh, dang, you know what I'm saying? Is this individual actually for my betterment or are they actually for, you know what I'm saying, my detriment? And keep in mind, at the end of the day, people going like that's what astrology is kind of like based on as well, other than the mathematics. It's like everybody's going to have their time to shine, but you got to appreciate other people's time to shine and learn how you could actually align to this aspect that you're dealing with at this point in time. So like keep in mind, just because of astrologer got a lot of views and a lot of people watching them doesn't mean they're actually kicking the real game. They might put you in a space where it's just feel good energy. You know what I'm saying? And you like watching somebody that's just puts you on a lost path. So like keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Individuals that just be watching people with high views, these individuals might actually put you down the wrong path. So like my channel, for example, like to other astrologers' channel, like I'll shout out my astrologers that I rock with. Shout out to Dolo the Pilot Man. Shout out to Peace Dealer. Shout out to Beyond the Veil, Tarot and Astrology. Shout out to Philip Daniel Myers. I'm saying these individuals will put you in a space where you have equilibrium. They'll actually explain the highs and the lows of the game. So like really what you want to do whenever you do astrology and teach astrology, you want people to realize that it's not always going to be your time to shine. Like just because you're a Leo doesn't mean you're always going to be the center of attention. The world doesn't revolve around you, to put it simply. But yeah, getting back after the commercial break there real quick, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and break down Virgo rising, first house and ascendant, having Pisces in the 7th house. So essentially, Pisces in the 7th for Virgo is this opposition energy, this 180-degree angle. So they're either able to add on or oppose to this relationship to a dream. So essentially, these people that you relate with, are they putting you in a space where you can actually work on this dream together and you can create balance with each other and continue to relate to put yourselves in higher octaves and, you know what I'm saying, dream big. Or you're in a space on that lower octave to a point where you're opposing everything. And these individuals are always opposite to the way that you think, you know what I'm saying, opposite to the dream that you want to achieve. You know what I'm saying, these are individuals that you actually want to cut from, you know what I'm saying, and shed on this waning process. Moving forward, the Leo rising is having the 8th house being in Pisces, and essentially this is another in conjunction, right? So an in conjunction is a 150-degree angle and misunderstanding. So at this point in time, just like I broke down for the sun in Leo, just if you have a first house in Leo, your personality is misunderstanding, you know what I'm saying, based on this Pisces energy. So essentially, you're misunderstanding transforming for a dream. So the Leo might be too consistent or stubborn upon this aspect that they think that they don't actually have to transform things about oneself to actually put themselves in a higher octave. So like for me personally, I realized that at this point in time, maybe to achieve higher views or things like that, I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, kind of get with the algorithm and things of that nature. So like I might have to talk about some current events and actually tie them back to astrology. Like you think about individuals talking about the Scorpio P. Diddy, you know what I'm saying? You might be in a space where it's like, oh, dag, these people are actually trying to transform their own individual circumstance situation to actually benefit oneself. And that's that Scorpio energy. So essentially, anywhere that the Scorpio goes, they're going to be in a space where they transform others. You know what I'm saying? So like, you want to keep in mind whenever you on this internet, you know what I'm saying, you kind of want to utilize the algorithm to your benefit and things of that nature. So essentially for me personally, being this Leo rising, you want to be in a space where I'm in a space where it's like, okay, maybe I need to transform certain ways that I'm consistent, or actually be more, you know what I'm saying, uh, understanding about these certain aspects that I could actually benefit oneself, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, to achieve one's dream. So then moving forward, that's just like the higher octave. You're able to actually transform and you feel comfortable in this transformation. Or on this lower octave, you kind of just being stubborn, you don't actually see yourself transforming to achieve your dream, being that Leo rising. And salute to the homie Combat Kurtful. He was talking about Cancer rising, first house and ascendant. So we're going to go ahead and break down the Cancer rising, first house and ascendant at this point in time. So Cancer is going to have the ninth house being in Pisces, right? So they're having this trine or this gift. The trine is a gift, 120-degree angle. So essentially, the Cancer has this gift to express themselves to achieve a dream or feel comfortable with their dreams at this point in time. So essentially, you feel comfortable in your experience that you've been dreaming about, or at this point in time, it's kind of like this nightmare space where you feel uncomfortable. And it's like, dang, all my nightmares are being achieved and things of that nature. And my illusions that I didn't want to bring to reality, at this point in time, you're in a space where you have the gift to actually bring these to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you would determine if you're on the higher or lower octave. Then moving forward, the Gemini rising is having the 10th house being in Pisces. And the 10th house is all about your status, career, and your blueprint, or kind of like what you're known for, so to speak. So at this point in time, the Gemini has to learn to dream about a status, or I'm saying, be able to see what illusion they're in about their status. So essentially, the Gemini may have to learn to be more aligning to the actual collective at this point in time and not be so scatterbrained. They might actually have to focus a little bit more to actually achieve their dreams that they actually want to be known for. And that's on that higher octave that they're able to learn from themselves or learn from the collective. Or if they're on that lower octave, they're being a little bit more stubborn. They don't actually want to be in a space to learn from their own status to achieve their dreams. Then moving forward, the Taurus rising, first house and ascendant, is having the 11th house being in Pisces. So essentially the Taurus and the Pisces is a sextile, seeing the opportunity. And the 60-degree angle is seeing the opportunity, sextile, like I say. So essentially the Taurus is seeing the opportunity to associate with the dream or be in this group dream, you know what I'm saying? Group's dreams, and actually see like the group that they're a part of, or see what group they should be a part of to actually bring themselves to the higher octave and achieve their dreams at this point in time. Or the Taurus may be in a space where they're seeing the opportunity to be stubborn in this group that they're a part of. They don't actually want to, you know what I'm saying, separate them, because like Taurus is like in a space where they're more of like a ownership, so to speak. So essentially the Taurus, I'm saying, might not want to be too stubborn in their aspect of seeing the opportunity at this point in time. To actually be a part of a certain group that is either beneficial or not beneficial. So like you actually want to see what group can I be a part of to actually achieve my dreams. And last but not least, the Aries first house, rising and ascendant, is having Pisces in the 12th house. And the 12th house is all about dreams, illusions, and nightmares. So essentially, the Aries is like in a space where they either feel comfortable with their dreams or they can dream comfortably at this point in time. They can actually see the bigger picture. Or the Aries is kind of in that lower octave to a point where all they see is red. Like they only, I'm saying, see this illusion, and this illusion that they're in, they now feel uncomfortable with it. So it's essentially putting them in a space where all they can do is express this anger and be in this space where it's like, I want to be opposite to everything. So essentially, the Aries wants to see who could I be a part of, or what collective could I be a part of to actually have my dream be put to the forefront. And now since we got all the alignments broken down and all the first house rising and ascendants broken down, I can just kind of, you know what I'm saying, speak freely based on us, you know what I'm saying, being in a space that everything's already, you know what I'm saying, put to the forefront, and y'all can actually analyze what I got to break down. So based on this moon in Pisces at this point in time, you want to keep in mind that you're not too dreamy or illusional. You actually want to see, like I say, it conjuncting Saturn, you want to see how you can restrict oneself to actually feel comfortable achieving your dreams. You know what I'm saying? The Saturn is like, it moves the sign every like 2.5, 3 years based on retrogrades. So you want to keep in mind, whenever the moon travels over Saturn, are you actually in a space where your dreams are becoming more to light? And you're actually able to see, okay, I'm actually making the building blocks to actually put myself to that next step. And I can see myself actually building one's own life and also build towards my dream that I actually want to achieve. And whenever Saturn enters Aries, it's going to be in a space where you're going to have to restrict your individuality, or be in a space where your individuality is restricted. So essentially, if you haven't actually built your building blocks to put yourself on that higher octave based on the Saturn energy, and you've kind of been like more in this illusionary space, and you've been building on an illusion, then you're going to be in this space whenever Saturn hits Aries to be in a space that's like, oh, dag, I don't actually have a future to build on and things of that nature. So that's like kind of what the Saturn energy is all about. And that's like what you want to keep in mind, like I say, whenever we have this moon in Pisces going forward, you know what I'm saying, based on the rest of this year. And I think Saturn's like towards the last 15 degrees. So like we're on the latter end of the Saturn energy being in Pisces. So like keep in mind, you only have a limited amount of time if you like born in the 90s, so to speak. Like you might have already had your Saturn return, or you're about to have your Saturn return if you're born in the 90s. So like if you don't get it together now, you're gonna kind of be like regretting that in the future and things of that nature. And then like to break down the Uranus energy as well, like we're gonna be in a space that's like based on the moon in Pisces, I'm saying, always being a sextile to Uranus. It's like, can you actually dream free? Like to actually put yourself in a space where you can ground this individuality based on your dreams. And like I was explaining earlier, if you're able to dream free and kind of like see the bigger picture and see where you want to see yourself in these coming years, you know what I'm saying, and whenever Uranus says Gemini, you actually want to be an individual that can be communicated about. Like, are you an individual that, you know what I'm saying, based on your individuality, can you actually, you know what I'm saying, feel comfortable talking about you being, you know what I'm saying, unique and original and things of that nature. So you want to feel comfortable grounding your individuality and uniqueness at this point in time. So yeah, that's like a little bit of a breakdown of how you could like see the outer planets and things of that nature. And keep in mind, like the kids born now, like at this point in time, if you having kids, your children are going to be like real intelligent based on us having this Pluto in Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be in a space where they know how to transform themselves to actually saying be a part of collective and things of that nature. Like this AI energy ain't no joke, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the kids now is going to be more supernatural than ever before. You know what I'm saying? So like the internet's going to continue to grow, and if you haven't put yourself in a space where you're actually building your blocks, like I mentioned earlier, on the internet, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be in a space where it's like you're kind of behind the times. So yeah, like I say, Saturn represents time. So it's essentially, if you're putting yourself behind the time and you're not actually getting with the program, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be in this non-beneficial state. So yeah, it's just a little extra breakdown, you know what I'm saying, how I like to see things. And being an astrologer, you're able to actually analyze things and like take a back seat and see like, okay, how would I actually want to see myself do these things, and put yourself in that third person state. Like, how would I like to see other individuals do what I'm doing, and how would I actually see them benefiting, you know what I'm saying? And how could I benefit from their message and things of that nature? And that's kind of like how I like to see my circumstance situation. Like, based on how I interact, would I actually want to see others interact that way as well? And like, if I think something is cool, you know what I'm saying, how would I actually want to interact to, you know what I'm saying, make that more popular and things of that nature, to put it on a higher octave state, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And pretty much getting into the aspect, like, do I want to see do I want to be the change that like I want to see in the world, or do you want to be the individual that's like so stubborn to the point where it's like, you know, saying screw everything, and everybody can just kind of like do their own thing, and it doesn't really matter to me. You know, saying you kind of want to find that equilibrium state. You want to be able to say, all right, I don't really care what others do, and I don't care if I actually change the world, but at the end of the day, I want to change myself to benefit oneself and others. You know what I'm saying? So like, whoever on the journey with you, they on the journey with you. And whoever's opposite to your journey, at the end of the day, they opposite to your journey, and that's really got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? So like, no matter if I'm like I say, I've been saying this since the beginning of my channel, I'm going to be bigger than Mr. Beast, you know what I'm saying? And everybody that's like on the highest octave of the view count, you know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So like, these individuals got like crazy things going on in their personal life, and at the end of the day, they don't even feel comfortable with what they're really doing, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, do you want to be like these individuals, or would you rather just be oneself? And you know what I'm saying, being oneself at the end of the day, can't nobody take that from you. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is fabricated. If you are an individual with integrity, and that's really all that matters at the end of the day. So pretty much my message to everybody is like, stay in integrity and don't let others change what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Believe in oneself, and at the end of the day, if you believe in oneself enough and continue to build on that belief, then others can actually believe in you as well. You know what I'm saying? So like, salute everybody that got you know what I'm saying, positive things going on in their life, and support the movement you need to be in tune with. You know what I'm saying? Got my Cash App in the my about. You know what I'm saying? And also my emails in the description if you were looking for any kind of reading, like a chart reading or anything like that. I got a menu that I could send y'all. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. So much love and peace if you believe in all that. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe or stay dangerous, whatever's necessary. Much love, y'all.